Cops in America are terrified of being filmed. That's because they are often exposed abusing their power and abusing the constitutional rights of their victims. Yet they often forget that it's well within our rights to document their actions in public. Take a look at this video where a young lady you'll meet in a minute was at a festival filming a Dearborn, Michigan police officer.
Can you shut the camera off? I need to talk to you real quick.
I don't know if I can shut the camera off. I don't think I
I'm
can
going to ask you to because there was a criminal complaint and I need you to shut the camera off. So
a criminal complaint?
Yep.
What was the criminal complaint? Can you tell me what the criminal complaint was?
Absolutely, and I'll speak with the gentleman over there as well.
Okay, can you give me a second?
No,
Hey, don't touch me.
Can you just stay over here while I talk to you?
Don't touch me.
I need you to stay over here.
Don't touch me.
Just stand right over here for me, please.
Stop touching me.
Listen, that's what they're doing. This is what you need to do. You need to listen.
You're touching me.
Okay.
Don't take the camera. Don't take the camera. Stop.
Don't touch me. Don't take the camera. With us now is Najeen Mile, the young lady you heard on the tape. Her parents fled from Afghanistan, seeking the American promise of freedom, only to find their daughter facing persecution and violations of her free speech rights here in the United States. Also here is her attorney, Robert Muise, of the Thomas More Law Center. Najeen, first to you. What was happening there, and what were you trying to film? Why were you filming in a public place?
Right, well, we were there to share the gospel with Muslims, and we were filming our conversations, and so I was just there filming my friends David and Nabil talking to the Muslims about Jesus and about Islam.
What was the gathering that was going on in Dearborn? I mean, it looked to us watching that 47-second clip like it was a public gathering that anyone could go to and anyone could leave. It wasn't anyone's privacy being invaded. So was it public, and what was it intended for?
Yeah, it was just a public Arabic festival, and it was open to the community. It was open to the public. It was literally on the streets of Dearborn. You didn't have to pay a fee to get in. It was just a public Arabic festival.
Robert, what's the police argument? And where do they come off saying, well, you can't film here because we've decided to make up a new law that you can't film here?
Yeah, they have absolutely no right to stop her. Her right to film is actually protected by the First Amendment as a right to freedom of speech, and her right to be free from an unlawful seizure, which you saw there in the video, is protected by the Fourth Amendment. They claim that the criminal complaint, you heard a little bit of that in the video,
right,
was that apparently Negin was filming somebody, a festival worker, without his consent. Which is not a crime. In fact, when the officer testified at the trial, he admitted that it was, in fact, not a crime. And as you know, for a police officer to interfere with anybody's liberty in this country, they must have at least a reasonable, articulable suspicion that the person was involved in criminal activity. She obviously was not. To the contrary, she was engaging in constitutionally protected activity.
I know that sometimes police get carried away with their authority. We cover that here almost every day. But this was a trial before a jury with a prosecutor. Why did the prosecutors decide to waste the time and money and the resources of the government to prosecute this young lady for doing something that they must know, as lawyers and law school graduates, she has an absolute constitutional and natural right to do?
Right, and that's a $60 million question. You know, the city of Dearborn has the largest Muslim population anywhere in the country, and its officials very much bow to their desires. And you had 4 Christian missionaries who their only crime was to have the courage to go to this Arab festival to proselytize Muslims and to preach the gospel. In fact, they were peacefully preaching, and yet Muslim hecklers were shouting profanities, yelling at them, and none of them were arrested or taken away in handcuffs. Yet the 4 peaceful Christian missionaries, including Negin, were taken away in handcuffs, and she literally spent a night in jail because of what you saw there on the video.
Negin,
it is outrageous.
How did you feel when the police touched you, when they grabbed you, when they stole the camera, and when they handcuffed you for doing something that you now know you had every right to do, and for which a jury acquitted you?
I was definitely terrified. I had no idea why they were doing this to me. I was in the jail cell, and I didn't even know what the charge was. While I was in the jail cell, I didn't know what I was being charged for. I asked, and they couldn't even give me a clear answer. I mean, I was definitely terrified. I had no idea that we were going to go to jail. I had no idea that I was doing anything illegal, and come to find out I wasn't.
Got it. Got it. Robert, I gather a federal civil rights lawsuit is coming, and when it does, we'll have you both back. Thanks for joining us. The president wants